All right, Brian Insurance is in the house. What do you guys got going on for us today?
Well, we usually do this in June, but June is
gone.
July is almost gone, but it's still wedding season. We've got 2 weddings coming up that Rick's gonna.
I got 3.
3 weddings coming up.
Yeah, I walked in on a conversation about wedding dresses.
Oh yeah, we were talking about wedding dresses.
Yeah, we were. Oh, that is true.
Yeah, and so we thought we would talk about wedding insurance, which is a specialized.
Okay, hold on a second. Are we talking about marriage insurance
No.
or just for the event?
For the event.
For the
Okay.
event.
Yeah.
Were you going
Because
to
I
take
thought
some
if
out?
you could get insurance for marriage, I'm going to look into this.
Yeah.
Called life insurance.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah,
as close as we can get. But yeah, there's a thing called special event insurance, and a wedding policy is an amped up special event
Right,
policy.
so-
Is what it is. Yeah.
There's specialized coverages in this policy. The primary 2 coverages that in a wedding policy that you want to see is cancellation or insurance or liability. Those are the 2 sections that you really want. The first one's cancellation. Of course, that's bad weather. You know, if vendor doesn't show up. I guess if the bride doesn't show up.
Maybe I think sometimes if there's a severe illness,
Yes.
you know, somebody in the wedding party is very ill and you have to cancel.
Those, you know, they'll pay for things like, you know, the non-refundable deposits and everything like that. Because weddings can be extremely expensive, tens to hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
So this is a very important coverage to have, especially when renting certain venues.
Right. And then the liability portion, and where we see, honestly, when people call us for wedding insurance is because they are required by the venue that they're using to provide proof of insurance. And the liability would be if, as a result of the wedding, you cause injury or damage to property or injury to a person, and you become liable for that.
And
So that venue's taking care of their property.
Yes,
Right.
their property and their liability exposure.
Yeah.
And of course, you have liquor exposure in there, and there's
Right.
liquor liability in some of these policies that you can add on.
Well, what about guys like, let's say you got the caterer out there, you got to pay. You got a DJ, you
Yeah.
got to pay. You got people parking cars, you got to pay. All this kind of stuff.
Right.
That usually falls under the cancellation proposed section, because if you have to cancel the policy, there's sections in there that can pay out to those vendors if you elect those coverages.
Right. So we have a coworker who she lives in Granbury, and last month she attended her niece's wedding in New Mexico, and she told us this story, and I was like, this sounds like a really good insurance question, like on a test of an insurance license test of what would be covered. What happened was, so the bride's family had thrown this beautiful wedding, a big tent, you know, gorgeous dress, 150 guests, and very classy event, and the groomsmen thought it would be funny to shoot Roman candles at the groom under the tent. Caught the bride's dress on fire. She didn't get hurt, but it ruined her dress, messed up the tent that they had rented, and not to mention the bride's parents were furious.
Is this on TikTok so we can watch
I
it?
don't think so. I don't think so. And you know, when she was telling us the story, I was just like, my goodness, I hope they had wedding event insurance. You know,
Because there was the tent that got caught fire,
Yeah.
the dress. I mean, on some policies, you can have your dress covered. You can have lost ring coverage. There's quite a bit in there. It's all specifically designed for it.
So the groomsmen did this.
Yes.
They caught the bride's dress on fire by
Can
shooting.
you
on the
imagine
tent.
what the husband's going to go through for the rest of his
rest
life?
of his
Your
life.
friend,
I know.
Yeah.
remember, ruined our...
They'll never get to come over for a hot dog.
our
you know?
coworker told us it was such a beautiful wedding, and then they ruined it by doing that. You
Or
know.
made it better.
I guess I bet there
Now
were
you'll never
probably
forget.
some like 8 or 9-year-old boys, if they were there, thought that was the coolest wedding they'd ever gone to. But the point is, you know, everybody, typically when you're talking about insurance, people think, oh, that would never happen to me. Nothing's going to happen.
We've had more claims at weddings. than
Yeah,
the other-
we have. We had Denny's dad,
Brad's dad.
Brad's dad, Denny, they had sparklers
At the country club.
club, and they had to replace the carpet that led into the country club.
Yeah,
because
we
of the-
burnt all the carpet.
Yeah, and that's the whole point is as careful as you are and as whatever. Just things just happen because a lot of things are out of your control. Like you have guests that you don't know what they're going to do, groomsmen that you don't know what they're going to do, and then just the things that nobody could have anticipated, like bad weather that would keep you from having your wedding.
illness, or
Yeah, that kind of thing. So just if you're planning a wedding, just think about it. Think about if you might
And
want
it's not
it.
that expensive.
It's not
I
expensive.
think the
no.
typical liability policy only for a wedding policy can range from $125,000 to $200,
Yeah.
and for like cancellation, depending on the cost, it can less than $500.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not expensive.
Considering what you paid for that wedding,
Mhm.
it's pretty cheap. So just think about it and look into it. At least you'll know. So that's our message today.
So when should you get it?
before the accidents.
Yeah, when you're
No, I
planning
mean, like,
it,
let's say I'm getting married in 6 months.
go ahead and start looking into it.
Yeah, that's right.
Then the policy will go into effect. Typically, it'll be like they'll put it into effect a few days before the wedding. But start looking into it so you can weigh your options and decide what coverages you want, or if you even want to have the coverage at all. So
I mean, there's plenty of vendors out there that sell it.
Oh yeah. We have a couple of policies that we use, and like I said, when we get the call, it's usually this venue won't let me have this unless I prove I have insurance.
Right.
I know that when Rick had his DJ business, there were some venues they wouldn't let us as the DJ service on the property without proof of liability insurance, and I was like, "What are we going to do? Play a bad song?" But but seriously,
Yes.
but
There's a few of them.
and it was really cheap insurance that we bought. Gwen wrote it for us with Mantrust, but I think it was like $200. I think it was like $200 for a whole year. But I mean, I guess somebody could trip over your cord and get hurt.
Oh yeah,
You
that's
could
true.
you could cause a fire, or I don't know. But anyway, it's
Well,
just
you look at these. I mean, nowadays they got what is on these cruise ships where they're playing that one song, "Boots on the Ground."
oh well, yeah.
And people are destroying the cruise ships because they,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah,
And you-
it's a song and
It's
it's
a
a
song.
line dance, and apparently people fight about it.
People
I don't
fight
really
over it.
understand
But I'm just
it.
saying, is if you go to a venue and you play a song and somebody gets into it and they hold you liable for it,
Yeah.
you want to have insurance on that.
Yeah.
Is this like what happened with the NWA?
Yes.
I don't know if it was that bad, but yeah, I don't know.
Boots on the ground.
We need to Google it apparently, or
Yeah.
because it's some kind of line dance that wreaks havoc
Yeah.
on cruise ships.
Yeah, and they were showing it the other day where this DJ played it, and they said now they have a policy with
They won't play that
that you
song
can't play
anymore.
that song anymore on cruise ships. So
1920s, you worried about icebergs. 2025, you worry about
Well,
line
that's
dance.
Yeah.
It's the next Titanic. Went down.
but I know
Everything was fine until boots on the
The
ground.
brawl.
Yeah.
I know we make fun of that, but the fact is that somebody has to pay for that.
Yeah, and who could anticipate a fight breaking
Right.
out from a song? But yeah,
You
so
never know.
that's the whole thing about insurance. It's for the things you plan for the best. You plan for you expect the best, but plan for the worst.
Right.
And hopefully you don't need it and everything goes fine. But
But in
if
case
you
you
do
do.
have it, so just look into it. If you're planning a wedding, it's usually not
And
expensive.
just any event, no matter what.
That's true. Now, that's a good point, because some people think that if a business has an event, they have to buy event insurance. A lot of times your existing business insurance covers anything in event policy. So you would buy the event policy if you had an exposure that wouldn't be covered under your policy. But yeah, there's all kinds of event
If
policies
someone gets
you can get.
burnt, hurt, choked on something,
Yeah.
shot, whatever the case is,
Right.
the lawyers are going to start going down the line and they're
Oh,
going to
yeah.
start finding everybody that's involved and start suing. So you better have
Yep.
coverage for
Yep, if nothing else, to defend you, even if
That's
it wasn't your fault to
Even if it's
defend
not
you.
your fault,
Yeah.
you gotta
So
do
yeah, if you're planning a wedding, check into wedding insurance. Like Brad said, there's tons of people that offer it. Call us, we offer it. It's inexpensive.
it. Right.
So
All right, how do folks get hold of you guys?
They can call us at 940-549-2525 or come visit us at second floor Sierra Bank Building.
in Hudson Oaks, we're at 817-770-0096. That's 2950 Fort Worth Highway, Suite 500.
And after you get done being on Etsy, please visit us online at brianins.com. That's Brian with a Y.
And if you go over to the Hudson Oaks place, there's a cookie joint next door.
There's lots of things next
Man,
door.
I went
So much food over
I
there.
went over there the other day with Sonia, and I had a shark attack cookie. Well, oh my goodness. So yeah, it's a cool thing. All right, we got some great sponsors here from. We'll come back. We're gonna have your Wednesday helpline. Matt has got to give us some advice.
Oh no.
Yeah, they're asking,
Oh,
they're
no.
asking some advice from Matt.